Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and today I'm going to talk about Netflix The Witcher. Well, to be more precise, I'm going to dedicate this entire video to Vesemir because of a recent news we have concerning Mark Hamill, a legendary Luke Skywalker, but I also want to talk about all the potential actors we could have for the upcoming series and talk about, my opinion that I have on this topic. So number one, the news. In a recent tweet by Lauren Schmidt, who is a showrunner for the series, from time to time as she's adapting the series from the books, she likes to write about characters and she has a very specific way of describing every single character. In her most recent tweet, she talks about Vesemir and she says that he's fatherly, wise, ancient, and then she also describes other things about that character. Club Star Wars actually tagged Mark Hamill and he says this: "I have no idea what this is or what's it about, but yes, I agree, it could and should be played by me." Obviously, internet went insane, saying that Mark Hamill should play Vesemir. Even one of my videos that was actually about Vesemir and also my other Witcher Netflix videos, suddenly I started getting comments like, Hamill for Vesemir, Hamill for Vesemir. Can we get Mark Hamill to be Vesemir? It would be amazing. Yes, I do agree. It would be amazing to have someone like him portraying Vesemir. And I do want to talk about that because Mark Hamill is very much present on Twitter a lot. And this doesn't mean that Mark Hamill is going to play Vesemir, but even if he wasn't just joking, there is a possibility because he looks like he wants to play this guy. But he doesn't know anything about the universe, so maybe we should send him some books ASAP before they start casting people, because it would be amazing. Now again, Mark Hamill does joke a lot on his tweets, so we shouldn't say that yes, it's going to happen. But there is a problem when you have an actor like this. Obviously, I consider two things: the looks and the talent. Mark Hamill does have the looks, Mark Hamill does have the talent, he is a very good actor. But a third thing is the money. Is Netflix willing to spend that much money on Mark Hamill to be Vesemir? Is he too expensive? Because you have to take all of these things into consideration. How much screen time is Vesemir going to get during a season, for example? So even though it would be amazing to see Mark Hamill play Vesemir, if Netflix decide that he is either too expensive or maybe they have someone else in mind, who knows, then he's not going to be, sadly. But of course there is a possibility. This is not a first time we see a very popular actor portray like a role in a TV series. Like for example, we have Westworld, where we have Anthony Hopkins portray a very major role, and he is a very iconic Hollywood actor. And we see a lot of Hollywood actors move into TV series, and why not even include them in Netflix series? It is a possibility. Even though Westworld is HBO, Netflix has money to get someone like Mark Hamill into the series like The Witcher. And this is not the only thing, because as I said before, when you hire a very popular actor, because he's an icon by himself, because of Star Wars, he's Luke Skywalker, a lot of people might potentially see The Witcher who don't know anything about The Witcher but know about Mark Hamill, because if they follow his work, people will say like, oh, Mark Hamill is in this, I'm going to go and watch The Witcher on Netflix. That's also something that studios are willing to do. That's why you have movies that have very famous actors portray main roles, or even the side roles sometimes, like those supporting roles, or not even the supporting ones, the minor roles. You will have someone like Bruce Willis, or I don't know, someone very iconic portray that role, because it's going to sell the movie, because you can put his name on a poster. It's going to sell the movie, it's going to sell the TV series, even the Netflix series. It's going to be included in that. It's the star system that usually production houses go with to attract more people to watch their show, even a film. Besides Mark Hamill, we have two more choices for the actor. Of course, there is a bunch of actors that people are, wanting to be Vesemir in this, but I also decided to take 2 more actors into consideration. Besides Mark Hamill, who is amazing, you have Jon Noble, who is Denethor in the Lord of the Rings, and what I noticed on his IMDb page, he's very much involved in TV series. For example, he was in Librarians, Legends of Tomorrow, Sleepy Hollow, Elementary. So, you know, he is very much available to star in TV series because you have actors that are just don't want to go from film to TV series because, of course, series are something different. You have more episodes. It's a longer project to be involved in, while, you know, you have a film, you finish shooting in like, what, 50, 60, 90 days, depending on how much film is shot, and then you move on to something else. You have a lot of actors that don't want to go into TV series, but right now TV series are becoming more and more popular, and you have a lot of AAA actors move into that. Now, Jon Noble is definitely someone who is in TV series, and I see no reason if Netflix approached him that he would decline this role. He does have talent, he does look the part, and I think that the money should be okay with Jon Noble. I'm not saying he is a cheap actor, but I'm saying that you have other actors that right now on the market are worth much more money than other actors. But, you know, it's not always the talent. It doesn't mean like if someone is more expensive that his talent is going to be, you know, greater. It doesn't mean that. You have a lot of AAA actors that are just decent actors. They're just themselves. But you have also other actors that completely change into their role. So Jon Noble is also a possibility to consider. And the third actor in my choice, well, something that was written a lot on Reddit, etc., is James Cosmo. You know him from Braveheart, from Troy. He does look the part, he is talented, and maybe there is a possibility he would be involved in Netflix The Witcher. He was also in Game of Thrones. He looks amazing when you look at it. He has that beard, that gritty look, and I mean, every old actor right now who is available kind of looks like Vesemir, doesn't it? But it entirely depends on Netflix if they're going to include this, because as I said, it depends on screen time. And then you have, for example, when I have a project, when I'm making a movie, commercial, whatever, and I want to have an actor, I look at talent, as I said. I look about the face and the height and the weight. I see how much money do I need to spend on that actor to change his looks, and also give him money for his services to be in my film or commercial. So you have to weigh all of those things in, because, and Lauren Schmidt also talked about this when she was discussing Geralt of Rivia, when you find an actor, like not an actor, when you find someone who looks like Geralt of Rivia, you don't even have to put a wig on him, you don't even have to put makeup on him, he does look like Geralt of Rivia. But the more money you have to spend on prosthetics and, you know, the wig and the everything, that means less money in other departments like the CGI department, production design department. So when you're developing a series like this, you have to take all of the sectors into consideration, going from the camera to who is going to direct, who is going to write. You know, you have other writers in this. Lauren Schmidt is not going to be the only one. You have the entire team of writers writing different episodes for the season, for the series. You have to make a synergy between every single department to make a good series, to produce a good series. Even in Game of Thrones, like, let's face it, season 1, you have a bunch of actors. How many actors did you really know before Game of Thrones? Obviously Sean Bean was in it, he is, you know, Sean Bean, very famous one, but besides him, how many characters did you know about? Just let's be honest. So you can have some famous actors for some roles, but for other roles you can hire just less famous actors, and if they have talent and the looks, they will become more famous as the show goes on, especially if the show is popular like Game of Thrones was. Now, I'm not saying that Game of Thrones is The Witcher or The Witcher is Game of Thrones. I hate comparing these two things. I think that The Witcher should be a show for itself, Game of Thrones it's for itself, but I'm just saying that you have an actor portray a certain role, so it's up to Netflix to decide, are they going to hire a more famous actor, spend more money, but also increase the, how would I say, the value of the series, or hire someone less famous, less expensive, but he's going to also fit the role and do an amazing job in that role, because he is a much older actor. I think they're going to go with more famous one for him, but still we have no idea. It really does depend on Netflix and how much money are they willing to spend for the entire season. It's not only with Vesemir, it's also with a bunch of other characters we have in the series, because you also have Geralt of Rivia, Triss, Yennefer, Dandelion, a bunch of actors that also need to be hired. So, you know, you have a lot of money involved and you have a lot of choices you have to make, and there is a certain level of risk Netflix is taking with this, because if the series is not good, obviously they're going to pump money into it and it's not going to return. But I think that the whole, you know, because Witcher is very popular in the video game industry, especially because of the books and the video games, even the decision of Netflix to produce this means that they want to make this a high quality show. They're going to spend money in it, so we are potentially going to see a lot of semi-famous, even AAA actors could be present in this series, but we have to wait and see. But so far, 3 decisions by me. Again, I want to see what you guys think about this: Mark Hamill, John Noble, or James Cosmo. But tell me down below in the comments which actor you want to see portray the role of Vesemir, because there's probably a bunch of actors you want to see. Like, it's always with this, like, yes, I would like to have the best actors, but if they're too expensive or unavailable, they have to find an alternative which is also going to fill the role and do an amazing job, because we all want one thing: for this series to be good. And honestly, just hire someone who's going to do an amazing job, and I'm going to be very much grateful, because I want this to be good. So, this is LastKnownMeal signing out. Hopefully this video was entertaining. We talked about some news, about the future, about which actor could play the role, but tell me down below what you think, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for more Netflix The Witcher, because it will be present on this channel. This is LastKnownMeal signing out. Stay classy, everyone, and bye bye.